Hi, this is Dylan. I'm going to show you how the editor works inside of PulseEditor. Right now we have this page here that I created called My Free Offer. I'm just going to click on the Edit, Open in Editor. This is going to open up the editor. The editor is fairly simple, but also advanced enough that you can create some really nice designs. All the templates that we have in the system right now have all been created through the editor. So when you first open up the page, we have two main screens. We have like the main area here for your template, and then we have a side panel or sidebar with a bunch of other things here. I'm just going to first show you how to do the basics first. So first thing you want to do is make changes to text. Doing that is super simple. Just roll over some text that you want to edit. So this, for example, I want to edit this text here. Click on it, and then it enters you into the editing mode. So let's change this SEO into internet. So internet marketing is dead. You can highlight things, make them bold, make them unbold, and all that good stuff. You can make things a link if you want. Yeah, I'm going to unlink this because I don't want to unlink. And then you can just click away, and then you're done editing your text. You can do the same thing here for this other text. Just click on it and start editing it. So for editing a text, it's very, very simple. The next thing you may have noticed, as I roll over things, there's some stuff happening here. So you can see, for example, this video has a little indicator here for the name of the element. So this is a video. And then we have on the right side, we have the settings. So if I click on this, it'll open up the settings, which I'll show in a minute. We can clone this video. So now we have the same video twice. As I roll over it, we have the same options here. So I'm going to delete it. And then at the bottom here, we have this plus button. So this is how you add new add new elements to the page. Let's add something under here. So as I roll over this, we have this little plus button. We click on it, and then we open up the elements pop-up. And this is where we have all the elements that we can add to the page. We can add new text to the page. We can add new images. We can add like a divider, a video, a button, an image button, a bullet list, input fields, navigation, social stuff, tracing tables, all this cool stuff. And obviously we're going to be adding more. And so let's just add something here. Let's add an image. I just double click on that, and it'll add an image here right under the headline, which is where we want it. The next thing we want to do here, I'm just going to delete this because we don't actually want that right now. The next thing we want to do is editing properties of elements. So it's great to edit the text, but what do I want to change the text size and all that good stuff? So we have a, as we said before, we have these actions here. So if I click on settings, now it opens up the side panel. And the side panel is basically where you're going to be doing a lot of your work. This is where you get the style elements, change the properties, make things look different and unique. So for example here, each element's going to have slightly different options. So I'll just briefly go over the options for a headline or any text really. So we have like the margin top, so we can make the margin go up. Have some margin at the top there, which is great. We can do side padding. We can do the text color. So let's do something simple here. Let's just make it a little lighter gray. And then we can do the bold color. So this is great for making really nice headlines. So we have the text is gray. Let's make this blue color for the bold. So anytime we make a new bold in this element, it's going to go blue, which is great. You can also get rid of that by clicking this X button here. And then it'll just go back to anything you want here. So let's make it a darker like that. Then you can change the alignment if you want. And then basically, so the elements here for like the properties basically are just drop down stuff. So it's super simple. So for example, let's say I want this text to be smaller. I click on 27 pixels, or I want it to be 48 pixels. I can do the line height. I can change the font to like Oswald or something, or a bunch of different fonts we have here. You can just change the font. You can do some like text shadows. You can add an icon if you want at the start of the text if you want. So basically, that's how the elements are edited here. If I click on an element that's not text, let's for example this one here. This is a video. It opens up the panels here, and this has all the same type of options, but it's specific for that element. For example, this is a video, so we have video opt-in or video embed code. We have widths, we have styles for the video. For example, we can have a blue skin here. We can do a red skin. Those are just different styles for the elements. And that's more, buttons have a lot of different stuff. So for example, if I click on a button here, we have a ton of different options. So we have like your text for the button, your subtext. You can have text under the main text here. I'm just gonna get rid of that. You can set where you want the URL to go of that button or the action. You can change the color of the text of the button. You can change the button color. So let's just make this a blue. You can track the button clicks. You can change the size of it. So I can have a small button. I can have like a super large button. Let's make it back to medium. I can change the style. So for example, I want a gradient button. I can make it a flat color button. I can make it just a flat border button. Let's make it just a flat border. You can change the width of it. You can make it a full width. You can change the font. You can do a bunch of stuff. You can add an icon, which we already have one here, so let's just make it something different. Yeah, there's a ton of things. Let's make a shadow. So we just added a ton of, like, editing stuff, editing elements and text is super easy because it's all done for you. You just basically choose the styles that you want, and then you can have dramatic effects on the style. Let's just make this a red. So now it's super easy to edit elements. So the next thing you want to do here, so now you have to edit text, your buttons and all the properties for it. Now you want to rearrange things. So let's, for example, we want this button above this element in between here. So just basically take this button, drag it where you want it, and then you can start dragging stuff around the DOM here, which is great. You can also do the same thing in the side panel. So most of everything you want to do can be just done through here, just like rolling over things, clicking on it, and then opening up the side panel. We have the side panel here. So we have the settings. So here's like your overall settings for your page. For example, you have your meta tags, your site title, and all that good stuff here. We have your background color and your background image, your global text, so like your link colors, your text color, your fonts. You have some of your autoresponder integrations. You have your tracking codes, your custom CSS if you want to get fancy with something. And so we have these main sections here. So we have sections, rows, columns, and elements. And this is kind of like how the hierarchy and how things are on your page. So when you go to your sections here, if I roll on this section, this template only has one section. Some templates will have many sections, but basically we have a section here, and as you can see, as I roll over it goes blue on the left side here. You can sort your sections, you can hide a section, you can copy a section. So we have this copy section down here. So let's roll down the page here. So now we have two sections of the exact same thing. So we just cloned it. We can delete it if we want to. I'm just going to show you, if I click on this, so now I'm going to editing all the properties for this section, which is unique to the section. So let's just do something. Let's just make this background. Okay. Let's just give it a gray background here. Let's something here like that. All right. So now we have two sections, and we have a ton of different options for this section. So basically, you can do the background, you can do the width, so you can have it a full width. You can have it a medium. You can do like a wide width. This is what it was before. You can do background images, your paddings, your left. There's a lot of options here, but for the most part, if you're not into like editing your templates too much, you can just get by without actually editing this stuff. But this is for more advanced users to like do some fun stuff. So we have a ton of options here. So now we have our sections here. So we have these two sections. You can sort your sections by grabbing this handle here. So now we have a section up here and a section down here. I'm going to delete this section. Under here we have your rows. So here's all the rows that you have. You can sort your rows, hide your rows, copy them, delete them. Same thing for your columns, your elements. So if you want to give an overview of all your elements on the page, you just go here. As you see, as you roll over them, you can see it highlighted on the left side here. You can organize things or sort them. So I'll just grab this headline. I'm going to put it under here. As you can see, I just moved it to the bottom. I'm going to move it back to where it was. If I click on this, it shows me the properties for that element, which is a nice way to organize things. I can hide things. I can hide the element. I can clone the element. I can delete it. all the same stuff from here. The next thing you want to do, so that's like basically that's how the editor works. You can add new rows. So for example, let's when you roll over this row, which is blue, you can see that there's also a plus button, and it also has the same delete, copy, and settings. So if I click on settings, it shows me all the settings for this row. For the most part, you won't need to edit that unless you want to. If we wanted to have a new row under here, click on this. We can have a 1-column row, a 2-column row, a 3-column row for left side. Let's just do a 3-column row. So now we have this 3-column row here. So we can add elements inside of this row. I'm just going to bump up the margin at the top here so we have a bit more room to play with. And I'm just going to click on this add new element. I'm going to add an image to each one. Do that real quick. I'm just going to double click on image. Click on here, double click on image. So now we have a, hit save. So now we just easily added a 3-column row under this main section. So for example, let's say we wanted to create like testimonials. If this were like, we can have this text here. I can just easily start copying this text over here. And we can start easily building out a page. As you can see, if this was like we had images of people, we can start adding the text here. And then we just built a new row of this section. So that's how the editor works. Also, we have the save here. You can also do your split tests. So you can manage your split test variations here. You can preview your page and you can exit it out. You can also do undo and redo. For example, let's just undo a few things I just did here. Let me go back and undo this section that I just created. So now I just undo all that stuff. I can redo it if I want to. Undo that and hit save. All right, so that's how the editor works. As you can see, it's fairly simple to do simple things, but can also start getting advanced and really start making really nice landing pages and giving you the flexibility to do so.